Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. I can tell you right now, silver getting destroyed in the middle of the night. It is down another 40 cents roughly right now at the time of me filming this video. It's off to a rough start for those of you guys that are hoping it's going to go up soon. Me, I'm expecting more of a dip as the week goes on and into the end of the month. But I'm expecting a big pullback right after the first of the month. So you'll probably hear me say that a couple times between now and then. I know some people are saying no, it's gonna continue to pull back as summer's here. Some people are saying the economy's tanking and that's gonna cause silver and gold to go even lower. And I disagree kind of with that, but that's not what today's topic is about. Today's topic is about one that is probably going to upset a few people. It's definitely going to be one that's never going to get me a sponsor for the channel, but that's okay because I'm giving you guys my straight up honest viewpoints. So today we're going to talk about mining stocks. Why? Because I've been asked this question time and time again. What do I think about mining stocks? And I don't know if I've ever done a long video on it. I know I've mentioned it in shorts before. But I think it's worth talking about, and I think it'll be a fun video. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please take a quick minute and hit that thumbs up button, because as this video goes on, like I said, destroyed my chances of ever getting a sponsor from a mining company, most likely. And if you really enjoy it, hit that subscribe button because it helps me out more than you know. And leave me a comment. Let me know. If you disagree with what I'm saying, go ahead and change my mind. I don't even mind if you put a shout out for a stock that you invest in. I may even look it up. With that being said, why do I dislike mining stocks? So everybody always talks about counterparty risk. We hear it again and again in the community. Why do we not like dollars? Because of the counterparty risk. They print them up more and more, and they are essentially worthless. Why do we dislike these vaulting companies that's going to vault our metals for us? Because of the counterparty risk. We've seen time and time again these vaulting companies, they get investigated, and all of a sudden they don't have your gold, they don't have your silver, and you're basically out all of that. You've never really touched your gold and silver in most of these vaulting companies' cases. And they tell you you've got it, you get a little record of it, you got a receipt for it, and in that box is just a receipt that says, yeah, we owe them, I don't know, 100 ounces of gold, 50 ounces of silver, whatever the case may be. You know, it's not every company out there. I'm not picking on any specific company. It's just what we have seen time and time again. Now, when we get into mining shares, we've touched on this before about seeding mines. And do we really know what is in that mine? A company tends to send out their samples. Could they seed their samples? Someone actually left me a comment on a previous short or video that I touched up on it a little bit. And they said they would actually take silver shot and put it in a in a shot pew, and then basically shoot it into rock. And that way it looked like, oh, wow, there's a lot of silver in there. You know, you get these good samples, you send them off for assay, and all of a sudden you look like you're sitting on one of the richest deposits out there. You know, it's not just the counterparty risk, though, that worries me when it comes to mining stocks. It's also the possibility of, if silver did, we've heard this time and time again, that silver is going to go skyrocketing up, and gold. And what do you think the easiest way for the government to get it? People have this belief that they're going to come bust down your door for the possibility you might have a little bit of silver. The jokes are out there that, oh, I lost it in a boating accident, all these different things. Is it possible? I mean, anything's possible, but the thing is, there's a lot easier silver for them to get that will probably just go with, essentially, I don't want to say a smile, but essentially it will go without any kind of a dispute. If they target the exchanges, if they target the vaulting companies, if they target the big silver and gold hedge funds, if they target the mines, they basically take over the mines. Could it happen? It's probably not likely it's going to happen here in the United States. It's more likely you could see it happen in other countries. We've seen it happen in other countries. Now, with that being said, obviously, if you're a shareholder, I mean, you have the risk in that aspect. And on top of that, the last thing too, or another thing I should say, I shouldn't say the last thing, so we're going to keep going probably. Another thing is, you know, as silver and gold goes up, my biggest thing is you can expect to see everything else going up. Food, gas, labor, oil, manufacturing items such as bulldozers, the big trucks, the tires that are used on these big trucks. All that stuff continues to go up. Now, as that goes up, well, the price of silver goes up. But let's just say the cost to mine an ounce of silver is, we'll say 25 bucks, and the cost of an ounce of silver is 30 bucks. Okay, so they're making $5 for every ounce that they mine. However, if you double everything across the board, yes, they will still be making a profit, but they're not making as much. We've seen during the whole cough how quick a mine can get shut down. You know, I think it's likely in today's world with more and more population that something like that could even happen again. Whether or not it was some sort of I don't want to go into ground I'm not supposed to go into here on YouTube. Well, we'll stay away from that ground, actually. Let's just say, war break. Well, everybody knows what happened during the whole cough to the mining sector. I mean, there's nothing saying that can't happen again. On top of that, let's just say a WW breaks out. Is it likely that when they're rationing gas, oil, maybe rubber, maybe all these different things, and we've seen all this happen, is it likely that they're going to keep mines running just so they can keep selling silver at a cheap price? You know, this idea that the mining stocks is the ultimate way to go because you don't hold it. Don't get me wrong, the mining stocks, they can put a good argument out too. They're going to tell you how, oh yeah, but we're going to keep getting silver, whereas you buy your silver now, that's all you got. You know, holding something is my savings account. What you see in front of you is a savings account. It doesn't matter what the price goes to. I own it. I have it. You know, with all these banks in trouble, I was listening to something today about a bank that lets you really borrow a lot of your money. You don't have to sell your gold and silver and pay capital gains. You just loan it to the bank and you give it to the bank and essentially they'll loan you money and that is your collateral. The thing I found interesting too when I was listening to that, and I don't mean to get too much off topic, but it comes down to the holding it aspect, is they said that their bank is really good because their bank is sitting at 7%, basically assets, 7% asset. Sorry about that, my phone beeped. 7% assets to back the basically securities. Now, the thing to consider on that note is when you look at the collection in front of you, that's like a savings account. It is what's valuable. It is the money. And that's not backed by 2%, 7%. That's backed by 100%. Whatever silver's going for, that's what's there. People don't understand that. And, you know, I think the banking sector is in a huge amount of trouble. I just think they keep papering over it. And eventually we're going to find out that the ship is sinking. And these little plugs ain't holding the water out. But it brings us to the point of when you hold something, you have it. When you hold a mining share, you're not getting paid in silver most of the time. What you're getting paid in is cash, dollars. They're going to give you dollars. And companies can get bought out. Companies can go bankrupt. We don't know how their management actually is. I mean, anybody can say, oh, the management's good. And I find it interesting because they're always targeting YouTubers now to speak highly of their company, a specific company. Now, unless you've been to the company, then, I mean, it's hard to really speak well of a mining company. Unless you've actually been there, unless you've actually seen their books, you know what's going on. Most YouTubers that I know, or that I have talked to, I should say, haven't really been to these mining companies. You know, we don't really know what's going on at a company. And even if you did get to go, are they going to show you what you want to see, or are they going to let you, oh, hey, can I look over here at this? They're going to limit what you can see, what you can't see and stuff. So it's something to think about when looking at mining stocks. Now, this is not financial advice. I say that time and time again. What we tell you on here is just my opinion. I get tired of hearing the fake media, in my opinion, and the paid for media. And that's why I don't really watch a whole lot of other YouTube channels. I do watch some, but I don't watch a lot of them because I like to cast my own opinion on what's going on. I don't mind hearing people's opinions, but I want to hear and I want to make my own choice. I don't want to follow what other people are saying. And I know, like I said, talking bad about the mining sector is probably not something good. But I want people to consider that. You know, there's nothing wrong with just holding your own silver. Yeah, you do have to protect it. You have to put it somewhere where it's safe. If you are a YouTuber, well, then you probably don't want to keep it at your house. That would probably not be the smartest thing. But if you're quiet about your stack and you don't tell people that you're into it, keeping it at home in a well-hidden place could work for you. Each person's got to make their own decision on that note. I talked to a gentleman the other day. He's a big fan of safety deposit boxes. He's even kept a pew in there. And I'm like, can you do that? I didn't think you could do that. And he goes, they don't know. And he's right. They don't know what you keep in it. And this is not advising you to put anything in there. I'm not telling you what to do. I am simply stating what other people have said and giving you guys my thoughts on it. But I can say that gold and silver, in my personal opinion, are going to continue to go higher. And as they continue to go higher and higher, it's going to get more expensive. And it's going to be seen as a way for government, essentially, to take wealth. Don't think for a minute that when gold and silver goes to the moon, they won't target it. Just like Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was doing really well, and it is doing really well, but once it first started doing really well, they were looking for ways to capitalize and take some of that Bitcoin from these people that made a bunch of money on it, to a point where they made it even easier for small people like myself to actually make money off it, people that weren't even in it. Why? Because then you have the right to lose, I think it was like $3,000 a month on crypto, even if you don't make any money. You can just literally just throw $3,000 at a crypto like a dart on the wall, and if you lose it, you get a tax write-off. It's written off. Now, I'm not a financial expert, so you need to double check that, but I've had a few people that looked that up after, and they were pretty shocked when they had heard that. But literally, it's something to think about. That they make it easy, but then they want huge amounts of they want capital gains, and capital gains ain't cheap if you make money. With silver, though, with holding it, you hold it. You make the call when you want to sell it. And in some people's case, they're even going to say, when I go to sell this, I can't even say it. When you go to sell this, I would not recommend, because I'm going to say what I have to say here on YouTube for legal obligations. Everybody should pay their tax when they go to sell an ounce of silver, or when they go to sell anything, they should report their profits. I have to say that here on YouTube. Is it comical? A little bit, because so many people buy and sell coins at coin shows and everywhere else that I don't think they can catch every Mercury dime that gets sold for 10 cents over. Hey, I made 20 cents on that Mercury dime that I just gave that guy. Or, I'm sorry, that I sold that guy. Me personally, I don't like selling precious metals. I despise it. Do I trade it for stuff that I need? Absolutely. But a trade, that's a different story. And usually the items that I trade it for, there is no profit from it after. Either I use it or I eat it or whatever, it's gone. But silver is a savings account. It's a long-term savings. It's something I can give to my kids. It's something that will always be there. And what's really cool about it, I think, is you put away, let's just say you put away $10,000 in silver 20 years ago. You had your newborn kid. Maybe you're having a newborn kid now, but let's just say you had one 20 years ago and you said, I know that my son is going to go to college. I'm going to put $10,000 away in silver and just wait. And back then, silver was only $5, $6 an ounce. Fast forward to today, you're talking $30 an ounce almost. That's a 6x move. Your $10,000 is now $60,000. Maybe 55, maybe 65, depending on what you got at the time. This is wealth that continues to go up. So that's why I like silver. I don't like paper. I don't like counterparty risk. What I like is knowing that the silver is mine and to do whatever I want with. And you know what? If it gets put up somewhere that nobody will, that nobody will ever see it for the next 20, 40 years, it will be my son's retirement, whatever the case may be. Well, that's great. So with that being said, I thank everybody for watching. Consider what you're buying when you buy any kind of mining stock. I believe right now the economy is on very shaky ground, thin ice, as some people will say. And what's about ready to happen could drastically change people's outcomes. With that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you hit the thumbs up. I hope you subscribe to the channel. And really, I hope you left me a comment even, because I love reading y'all's comments, especially if you made it this far. That way you've had a lot of time to think about it. So thank you all for watching. Hope to see you again on T-Square Talk, and y'all have a great day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.